Amanda Williams with Retro Group. I'm here with Rhett Harmon, and we were discussing the economic situation. Yesterday was tax day, so it got us thinking. We wanted to reflect on the first quarter and talk about the economy.
Yeah, so a lot of neat things going on, a lot of uncertainty going on, but obviously the real estate market is still pretty hot here in the West Georgia market. So a couple of things that we've noticed. We just got back from a conference very recently in Charleston, South Carolina. It was with Boomtown. That's the software that we use, which we pretty excited about. And a guy from Keeping Current Matters was there speaking about kind of what's going on, what is media looking like, or what is media putting out there, and what's really actually going on. So a couple of interesting takeaways that I got from that, and we were discussing at our sales meeting this morning, was things about like what consumer behavior maybe is starting to look similar as people are starting to be able to do a little bit of cash out refinances on their houses, but the actual numbers there are pretty low compared to where they were years ago, and also just kind of like what the word recession actually means and what that looks like. So do you want to kind of share some stuff about that?
So one of the things that I took away from it definitely was that a recession is a big scary word, but the actual definition is just an economic slowdown for more than 2 consecutive quarters. So that could be something as simple as the stock market fell for 2 quarters, or a company didn't produce the numbers that they had the previous 2 quarters. So it's not as scary as it seems. And I did also notice that about every 10 years or so we do have a recession, an economic slowdown. But the only thing that really affected real estate was the 2008 and 1991 recessions. Those are the only times that housing prices have fell during a recession. So that's just something to keep in mind. Typically the prices go up during a recession.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. So out of the last 5 recessions that the United States have had since 1980, one in 80, one in 81, then there was another one in
91, 2001, 2008.
Yep. So three out of the 5 home values actually increased, which was kind of surprising. So things were changing the economy, things were doing a little bit differently, but home values still were on the increase, which was kind of neat. So a lot of people have the bad taste in the mouth from the 2006, 8 recession that we had, which home values really fell almost 20% across the country.
You and I went through that in real estate, and it was a terrible time.
But terrible time for a lot, but it was a redistribution of wealth. A lot of people were able to pick up properties and actually prosper from it, and so things happen in different ways. But in a nutshell, as far as where we're at now, the economy's pretty stable for a lot of things. There's still a lot of demand on housing. Actually, there's a housing shortage right now. So that being said, I think that has a lot to do with why the market is still so supportive of people buying and really getting multiple offers if the property's in good condition, and as well as just having a lot of positive things going on. So anything you kind of noticed that recently?
I just wanted to add that with inflation, our debt ceiling, I guess you would call it, looks like consumers are in a ton of debt compared to any other time in history, but their inflation increases that. And if you look at it that way, we're actually back to the 1980.
Yeah, we're actually the consumer the debt ratio on what the expendable income is, extra income that consumers have. It's down around 1980 numbers. So really, we're in pretty good shape. That consumer debt is actually a good thing. That keeps the economy thriving. So think about it as you had your car paid for and you decided to go out and buy a new car. Well, that's a little bit of consumer debt, right? Or maybe someone went out and they bought a boat, or maybe they bought a second property or whatever that is. So there's a little bit of that goes on. It actually helps, and that's actually evidence of a thriving economy, which is what we're in right now. So be cautious. Don't be be the ostrich with your head in the sand, thinking that an economic slowdown is not going to happen at some point in time. It's going to happen at some point for sure. That's just the way that the economy works. We have things that go out of sight and they have to be corrected. But one thing that's really neat, looking at a curve from like 1980 through current, if home values normally appreciate at 3% per year. So if you took the recession, when it went kind of right before the recession went crazy and it dropped down really low and it came back, if you kept that same curve the whole time at 3% per year, home values are exactly where they should be, based upon that historic amount. We had a correction, then an overcorrection, and that's kind of what takes place. So don't be scared to invest. Don't be out there and take the time. Go ahead and buy now. I mean, interest rates are still really great.
And they just fell a little bit too.
Yeah, that helps. So there's a lot of things out there that we can't predict, but we can just look at what the positives are going on. And there's a lot of media that's a little bit negative to this stuff. So be smart, look at what's going on, and take advantage of what's out there. Everyone has to have a place to live, and home values are in a very good place right now. But I don't think that they're overinflated in our market. Now, some areas of the country they might be, but I think they're about where they need to be. And I'm really excited about and look forward to new development coming to our area because we need it. There's a shortage right now.
Yeah, and we would love to discuss these numbers with you. So if you have any questions, just reach out.
Thanks a lot.